Oh, we've been doing all right. We got everybody back, so we're excited about that. Today wasn't the best effort we've had, but we're seeing a lot of stuff from the defense, which is good. But we're excited about having everybody back, and we've got some guys that are really making some strides. Uh, the guys that come to mind are John Graham and Andrew Adair for sure. So.
All right, Coach, we'll get some questions now. We'll start with Damien Sordelette from the Lynchburg News in Advance.
Sam, when you look at the makeup of this offensive line, you alluded to having, all five starters from last year coming back, and, Damian Bounds is another guy who started, plus you had your two deep back, and then a lot of freshmen. Have you built toward the depth that you want for this line, and how pleased have you been with some of these newcomers early in camp?
We're really pleased with our newcomers. We think we've really hit the nail on the head with Andrew Adair. Mason Bundy is going to be a good player, we think. So he's a big old kid out of Georgia that's doing a really good job. And Harry Hayes out of Pittsburgh is really picking things up quickly. And I mean, he's moving around, and I mean, he's doing some things we didn't think he could. So.
Next, we'll go to John Manson with the Sea of Red.
Coach, obviously got a lot of guys back, and there seemed to be a little bit of a competition there to the end of last season, or really most of the season last year, left guard with Jacob Bodden and Damian Bounds. Seems like they're, kind of pushing each other. Is that something that you're continuing to see as you go into camp so far?
No, there's no doubt about it. I mean, they're two really, really pretty good football players. Damian, who's played a lot of football, and man, you can just put him just about in at any time. I mean, he's a good football player. There's a lot of people we play against, that would love to have him, and it is definitely. I think it'll come down to the last week of practice of who's going to start that first game between him and Jacob. So Jacob's doing well. He's a big old boy. He moves like a big old boy should. So he's coming and learning, and there's a lot of things to say about being big.
Sam, when you look at the super seniors who elected to come back, and Tristan, Damian, Tom, Bryce Matthews, when you get that type of veteran presence back, plus this influx of new blood, does it give you the semblance that you have now built to three deep across the board, so that way you guys are set no matter what happens?
I mean, we really benefited from the COVID super senior deal. So we've got some guys that's played a lot of football, and then we were able to sign a lot smaller class than we intended this past year, and we're for the first time since I've been here. We're running three groups, almost four. I think with one more signing class, we'll really be where it needs to be as far as having bodies that are moving towards playing time.
And Coach, when you look at the right side of that line, Brendan and Cooper, they were a little bit unproven, I guess, entering last season, but they got a lot of good playing time and experience last season. Are they continuing to grow and develop and mature and kind of grow into a little bit of leaders on the offensive line?
Well, yeah. I mean, Brendan's a great leader. He's one of the guys that pushes our group. When it comes down to leaders, I would probably say, Tom Sargent is a great leader. Brendan's a great leader. So, they're really doing, pushing our guys. And then, Cooper probably overall is probably our best offensive lineman, So, that was, he's really, he's a strong kid. He's a big kid. He's a quick kid that's, that plays tough and rugged. He's done a lot of good things, especially, as you said, being unproven coming in. It started last year. Western Kentucky came out, played his butt off, and really just kept the gas down the whole year. So I'm really excited about what this season brings for him.
Sam, just a kind of an off-topic question with the NIL deals. Were you surprised at all that your offensive line lined up with a barbecue restaurant? It seems like most
No,
most lines
I
in the
was not.
country have lined up that way.
No, I was not. You know, I was not surprised. That County Smoke does a good job, man. They cook a good meal. So, my guys love it over there. And I think that guy's kind of taking them under his wing over there and takes care of them. So
A well-fed offensive line does
they
well,
are.
doesn't it?
They are. And hopefully they do. Hopefully they do.
One day,
Go ahead, Dame.
yeah. Back to another serious note, but you've raved about Adair, Bundy, Harrison Hayes. Where do you see those guys, lining up right now in terms of where you want them on the offensive line?
Right now, we've got Andrew running at a guard, and the other two guys are playing tackle for us.
Sam, I think a lot would say that from year one to year two under this staff, that the offensive line made as big of a jump last year as any position group. 2021, Coach, what do you want to see this group build upon what you did last year?
Well, the only thing you're scared of as a coach is when kind of you have a great year you knew you had a chance to have a great year, but, you put the pieces together and did that. And, I hope that we're not resting on last year, because last year really doesn't matter. I mean, it's been over for a long time, and I don't think that's going to happen. I think we've got to push forward. I think we've got to be, I think some of the things right now we've got to work towards. We've got to be better in pass protection. We've got to be able to drop back and protect Malik better. Probably got the best quarterback in the nation on our team, and we've got to take care of him no matter what. We're comfortable running the ball, but man, there's some things that trust me, there's a lot of things we can work on. And getting that across to them on a daily basis is what we're trying to do.
Another guy we haven't really talked about, Bryce Matthews, another veteran guy that's kind of been a utility knife for you, where he can play multiple positions. Is that where you kind of see him fitting in again this year? Maybe slide in as a backup center. I think that you played with him there at center back in the spring a little bit. Is that something you see going forward this season as well?
Yeah, we can pretty much put Bryce anywhere. This is a guy that's played a lot of football. He's one of our top leaders on this team you're talking about a kid that'll set the example every day of how to practice, how to do this, how to do that, how to eat lunch the right way without acting like a fool. He does the things every day. To be frank, I'll probably bump him out. I think he helps us on the outside. He's a guy that's gone against some really good players, and you just can't have enough outside guys.
Bring up outside guys. That's in the two open practices I've seen. You've got Jonathan Graham working at left tackle, and he's been a guy in his first few years here that he's bounced around both sides of the line, both tackle and guard. Where do you see him this year, where he can help the team the most?
I see he's going to play tackle from now on. That's what he's good at. I mean, he's just big. He's got great feet. And, man, he's pressing guys. This is probably the most improved player on this team. This is a young man that's going to play, and he's earned it. And, man, he had a phenomenal spring. And, he is pushing to be a starter every day, and we'll see what happens.
Coach, the last question I have is on John Cordes. He's kind of been the backup to Tom the last couple of years, and he can't seem to get Tom out the way. He keeps coming back, right? But is he still developing and growing at a pace that you would like to see out of him?
He does. Man, guys, he's a good football player. He's in a situation. He will play this year. He will help us. I don't know where that will be. He is a great blocker. He's just in a situation now where he's playing behind a really good football player. So he's going to help us at guard. He's going to help us at center. And I guess it's a good problem to have, but we've got to find a way for him to contribute. This is a kid that loves football, does a great job, and we've got to find a way to get him on the field because he's earned the right to play. He has. He's one of our best football players.